let the guitar scream. We're talking wrestling, living the dream. From Tokyo to London, across the globe, respecting the craft, we're in the know. No gimmicks or fakes, just pure passion and skill. The best talents from every wrestling hill. We dive deep into the stories behind the ring. Respecting the craft, making the fans sing. Respect the craft, making the fans sing. Respect the craft, respect the fight. We bring the best, we can't hide. Respect the craft, making the fans sing. Respect the craft, respect the fight. We bring the best, we can't hide. We dive deep into the stories behind the ring. Respect the craft, making the fans sing. Respect the craft, respect the fight. We bring the best.
And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 294, and I am joined here by my good brother here, hilarious comedian,
Hey,
Josh Alba. What's going on, brother? What's going on?
what's up, dude? I forgot to ask you, can I curse?
Yes, you can.
Like,
Don't worry
All
about
right,
it.
that intro fucks. I have to tell you right now. You saw me on the thing. I was just like, fucking rip back the craft. Like, I was
That is
getting into
what I
that shit.
love when I like look at the waiting room and I'm just like, let's see their reaction to this.
Yeah,
thing.
everyone's just
Yeah,
like,
cool. They're vibing to it.
yeah, I was like, fucking, my cat meowed. It was great. Yeah, what's up, dude? Thank you for having me here. This is awesome.
No, thank you, man. I'm glad we could finally do this here. We got lots to
Yeah.
discuss. But before we get into all that, because there's a lot we definitely got to touch on.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this. I
Yeah.
got to ask you the question, ask everyone that comes on. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect
Yeah.
the Craft. So for you, when you hear that term, the
Mhm.
craft, what does that mean to you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a fat ass, so mac and cheese. That's the first thing I think of. Respect the craft. Deluxe box is powder cream. You ever get the deluxe mac and cheese though? That shit's good, right? It feels deluxe, especially when it comes up your throat. But yeah, no, just I'm being honest. Mac and cheese is one, but I do think of obviously like the craft of. For me, comedy, stand up. When I try to get better at what I do. I want to improve every time. I think I'm funny, but like I want to get even funnier. Like I want people to shit in their pants. Funny, like that's the goal. I mean, I want to be there and smell it, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
You want
wrestling
that
too.
reaction,
Yeah.
Not the let me not be there for the after, but let's still have a funny moment. And
Like
no,
I'll be like. I could do that. Like that'd be cool to do, but like I don't. Yeah, it's gross at the same time. But like also commentary. Like I started doing commentary, and I want to do more of that. I want to get better at it. And yeah, that's what I think of. Also, besides mac and cheese.
Got you. No, and the funny thing is, I've gotten that so many times now. Which again, a common friend of ours, my good brother Isaac.
Hell yeah.
His answer the first time we did. There's like so Kraft mac and cheese. Like that's been, I think. That's been the number one answer I've gotten outside of the 1996 movie, The Craft, the golf chick movie. So those are the two top answers before I get an actual. So this is what I think the Craft.
Yeah, true.
It works out. So you have options. You can either give me that. I still say if I wouldn't get the cease and desist, I would love to do a parody logo of just Kraft mac and cheese, but have it.
Oh hell yeah.
Kraft.
That'd
But
be
I
sick.
feel like they would hit me instantly with a season this.
That'd be fucked up.
Like
just give me a box of mac and cheese. Like that's all. Just give me like a whole fucking
hey,
thing,
if we have to, we would have presented by, and just have a bowl of mac and cheese every podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to
It'll
deli
probably get
after this
pricey
one.
because I do a lot
Yeah.
of episodes now, but it'll work
Hell
out.
yeah.
It'll work out. But
Hell
no,
yeah.
we'll keep it going here because again,
Mhm.
Josh, we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to discuss, and
Yeah.
also we're a day away, or technically a few hours away now from your birthday. So you got
Yeah.
a lot of
Less
things going, man. And what have
less
you
than
decided to
6.
do a few days after your birthday instead of let's enjoy, let's have a good time during the summer? Let's have a headache and throw a show.
Yeah.
So
I'm
talk
insane.
talk us through that of the return of this right here,
Hell
the
yeah.
Creek and the Cage, and let the people know what exactly this is. And again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you get your tickets if you're going to be in the Texas area
Hell
at
yeah.
creekandcave.com.
Austin, Texas, baby. So originally we wanted to do a wrestling podcast, but we were like, let's be on stage instead. And we all came up with Creek in a Cage. It was mostly Kat and Dylan, and I live in New York, obviously. So it's like, what do I do to be a part of it still? So what I did was in the beginning, I was quote unquote East Coast correspondent.
Okay.
It started off like a SNL thing. We're bringing up like local wrestling news that's been happening around here, and I make little jokes here and there. And then it started slowly turning into storylines I made. For example, so the last one I started, there was a story. I don't know if you heard about the dog that was in a wrestling match.
The funny thing is, it
Yeah.
sounds familiar, and it also sounds something.
It's insane.
Yeah, I've heard about it once with Jay George. I don't know if it's the same dog.
Maybe because it was the only thing I've heard about it. Only time I've heard about it. Yeah. So there was a wrestler that faced a dog with the dog trainer,
Okay.
and was literally doing moves on the wrestler, and I was like, well, my cat wants to be a wrestler, and then I started filming vignettes of my cat, Abel. He's a little Siamese baby. I don't know where he is right now.
No.
I'll be popping for the show. And I kept doing it. I don't know why. I'm an idiot, but they looked really cool. And then I was like, who's gonna call him out? Like, is somebody gonna call him out? Lo and behold, Casanova Valentine cut a promo calling out my cat. And we aired that shit at the Creek. And it was the coolest thing and the weirdest thing we ever did. People liked it. People chanted Abel from what I've known. It was insane. We seemed like it was leading to a match, but we kind of stopped the show, did put it on hiatus for now. So it was like a great cliffhanger.
Hey, you never say never in wrestling, man. It might happen.
100%. It might happen. It might happen.
Abel's been he's been preparing this whole time. That's what it is.
He might drop a promo. You don't know. I don't know. This cat's insane right now.
Hey,
he's possessed.
We're 10 days away from the show, so who knows? Because it has been confirmed Casanova will be in the building.
100%.
It's also been confirmed what he will be doing earlier today. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. If not, I think this is what happened. I think Abel decided, you know what? I'm gonna send a friend. I got a little bit of a friend here in the animal community because technically a Chiva is an animal. So
he is.
We got Santa Chiva versus Casanova Valentine in a Red River street fight.
Yeah.
Talk us through deciding this as well, because I can imagine again putting something like this together and then deciding, you know what? Let's also throw in a street fight in the middle of all this chaos.
Yeah. So the show is a comedy, heavily wrestling themed, obviously comedy show.
Gotcha.
We'll be going over clips, showing some weird shit that's happened in wrestling and talk about it on stage, having a panel. We're also going to be having stand-up comedians on the show. We have one that we announced, Lamar Lee. He's going to be joining us on stage. And then after they're going to do a set, and then after the set, they're going to join us, and we're going to go over some more stuff. As far as, probably 100% Vince McMahon clips, because those are hilarious. Stuff like that. And then more other comics will be joining us. I will name another comic right now. He's great. He's from Austin, Texas. Chris Tells is going to be with us.
Oh, nice.
Also very funny. He's been on Comedy Central. Very funny stand-up comic. and we have another one, but I'll save it for later when I make the flyer.
No, of course.
We just honestly we planned this today, so
Hey, all good.
that's how
Again,
it goes.
it is the
And then
insanity of it all.
yeah, I always wanted to do something with wrestling and comedy at the same time. I've been thinking about it for a while. I always thought like, how do you do it together? Because wrestling fans are rowdy as shit and
Yeah.
they need to pay attention to comedians. And to be honest, shout out Lucha Libre Laughs. There's a comedy show, wrestling show in Denver. If you've never been, really fun. They have a YouTube, Instagram. They do a lot of wrestling and they'll have a couple of comedians on the show. They do it perfectly as far as crowd control goes. So that's what makes 90% of comedy shows in general. Because to tell you the truth, like in a stand-up comedy show, most of them never been to a comedy show, and you kind of, as a host, got to tell them how it works. And when you don't do that, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah. It's very true. It's weird too. You get all these people at the comedy show, and 95% of them never been to one. So they do it perfectly where they're like, when the comedians are up here, you shut the fuck up, you listen to them, you enjoy them, you laugh, or if you don't like it, just walk away. I don't know. And when the wrestlers up here, you could yell, you could scream, don't throw stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Pretty much instructed right there. And it's a very fun show. The commentary team on that show is amazing. They're very funny. It was great. I was like, this is what I want to do. Only difference is I don't want it to be all a wrestling show. You know, I'm a comedian. I do stand up. I'm in comedy. That's what I want to do. So it's very wrestling influenced, but it's still all comedy at the same time.
Got you.
So
Now, I was gonna ask about that passion then, about finding finding comedy for you. What was it that got you in that it's like, you know what, this is what we're gonna take and truly follow through as a craft here?
Like how I started and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I always was unfortunately using comedy as like a way to, like, you know, since I was a kid or whatever. And I don't know how to explain that. That sounds stupid. But anyways, I remember I was going to a lot of stand-up comedy shows when I turned 18, like around 18, 21. And I just kept saying, like, I want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to do it. And shout out Christina, one of my closest friends, was like, you know, you could do this, right? And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Right? Because growing up here in New York City, you're kind of like raised. I mean, I was like, listen, go to school, get a decent job, don't fuck around or whatever, and just keep your head straight, right? Never really told to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So then when I was just like, oh, really? You could do that? She was like, yeah, there's open mics and stuff. And we looked for one, and we found one. It was a New York Comedy Club, like 2010, 2011. And I didn't go up, but we hung out and watched, which is weird to do, but it was just like a comfortability thing. I don't like being in front of people, which is a weird thing to not like hate when you want to do stand-up. So we went and watched an open mic, and then I got excited because we watched an open mic, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do good. Like, yeah. The week after, she was like, hey, just so you know, I can't make it. And that's what comedy's been like ever since. Your friends telling you they can't make it to your show. But it's like, but like, yeah, I did terrible the first time there. I think the funniest thing about my first time doing stand-up, how bad it was, I left my notebook at the table and I refused to go to the table to get my notebook. So I stood on stage in silence trying to remember what I wanted to say. It was so bad.
Oh no.
And if you Venmo me $5,000, I will send you the tape because I still have it.
Hey, it's the humble beginnings. It's just this is where we start. Now let's keep this going. And it's one of those hey, it can't get worse.
Yeah. It does get worse. It's crazy. Every time you say you can't get worse, it gets worse.
And that is a big correlation when it comes to comedy and wrestling. Because
like I remember the last big time I was like, well, it can't get worse. And then COVID happened. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just, it keeps getting,
it can't get worse.
Yeah. So Yeah,
But okay, so from that point though, you have that moment of just like you tried it. Unfortunately, we leave the book at the table.
oh,
Where do
yeah.
we go from there? Where do we
Well,
go from now?
well, I'm an
Deciding, you know what,
idiot, so I
let's
kept
try
doing
again.
it.
Okay, no, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And then it's like, is it that moment that it's like, you know what? Maybe it's just better for me to watch comedy, or is that the moment of, no, we're gonna try this again. We're just gonna go back into it.
Yeah. Because I felt like shit when I was leaving.
Yeah.
Like I remember the entire time I was looking down on the sidewalk heading home. So I just remember a sidewalk train looking at the floor the whole time. I
Yeah.
was feeling bad. And then I remember somebody telling me, like, you're gonna be alive the next day, you're gonna wake up. And I woke up the next day and I was like, all right, let me try this again. And that was the thing. Like, instead of just because I felt like I could learn how to do it. It's not just about doing it. Like, yeah, you did it. Now you got to learn how to do it the right way.
Gotcha.
And that was just involved going to more open mics and learning, how to structure a joke, how to structure a premise, punchline, things like these are supposed to be structured. If anybody's listening right now and thinks comedy is just you going up there and going, that's not how it works. Okay. So there's a lot of people go, well, you just speak like your mind and shit. No, I don't do that. Cause no.
I feel like that
There's a method to the madness.
it is the stereotype of it that you just feel like, oh, they're just bullshitting up there. It's like, no, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
If not, anyone would just, the unfortunate thing is a lot of people just pick up a mic and think they can do it. The issue is when you don't actually, again, work on your craft and perfect your craft here and have that respect for the craft of comedy. We get a lot of just bombing after bombing.
Yeah.
After bombing. That is just the
just
no, just
yeah. Also, just because your friends like it when you say a racial slur doesn't mean it's funny. So that's another thing I've seen people do on stage. But like, yeah, it's all a method to the madness, and it's the way to tell if somebody's really good is that they actually sound like they're just talking to everybody. Like that's how I see it. Like if you think I'm just talking to you, like I'm just like this is the first time I'm saying it. No, I've said it thousands of times.
No, and that's how it should be. It should feel like, again, having that conversation like the best. It's just you have the moment like, oh man, this is great. And it's like, it's almost like you know the person. It's like, nope, they just know how to get you invested into it. That it feels like you're there. It's just a conversation. Everyone's talking, everyone's a part of this right here.
Right. Exactly.
So now
there's like sadness and stuff.
Yeah, there's those moments. There is those moments in it. But that love for professional wrestling. Then how do we get into that and finding, you know what, I want to get involved somehow, but maybe not in the full getting into the ring aspect of it.
Oh, I've gotten the ring already. I've done it a few times. I'm gonna do it again this weekend. Well, I mean, I've always liked wrestling when I was a kid, and it was weird because I have a weird timeline when it comes to wrestling.
Okay.
Like my first wrestling match, the first thing I saw was from wrestling was when Stone Cold and Tyson fought on Raw. Like they got into that fist fight brawl thing.
Gotcha.
That's why I was like, oh, this is cool because I was like, I know Mike Tyson, so I was technically like a crossover because I heard of Mike Tyson first.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh, what is this cool shit? But also, what is this bald racist white man doing to Mike Tyson? I was like, why is he fighting him? Like he's just, I want to kick his ass for no. But no, like that was cool. I like that. And then like I was watching. I remember like, do you remember UPN 9?
Yes.
Back then, they had a Mike Tyson interview that they aired, and it's very famous where he tells the interviewer to fuck off.
Yep.
Like I saw that as a kid. I was like, what the? I was like, dude, wrestling's awesome. And then after that timeline, it went to the next time I went with my mom to the video store and she would rent videos, she'd be like, what do you want to watch? And I would look for a random wrestling tape. So if you watch Royal Rumble 93, or so it's like the timeline was just very mixed and weird. I was like, now I started watching all the early, like from like 5 years ago stuff. Like I remember I was watching Yokozuna versus Undertaker, the casket match, like that timeline, all that stuff. And then at the same time I started going back to WCW because they had WCW Worldwide on Saturdays.
Okay.
And they were giving you recaps of Nitro and everything that was happening there. Then I would go to my cousin's house where they had cable and doing the flat back and forth channel flipping. you'd be like, all right, there's a commercial. I like this more, so I'm gonna watch this till commercial and then go back to the other. And then you'll be like, oh shit, wait, let me go back to the, and that was cool. Like nowadays, you got the tribalism, weird loser shit that can't stand. Yeah, it's like you like both of them. Like it was cool. Like and then like growing up, there was a weird time where I didn't really watch it for a while, but I did because like Raw was terrible for like a long time. It's just like you had it on, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to watch this. But then I started getting into indie stuff. Like I started getting to Ring of Honor. I started getting into Chikara. Chikara was big for me. That was my favorite because Chikara was really the only one that was doing like the comedy style wrestling.
Yeah, that definitely had
so cool.
It was so heavy based on that it's like, and you still had a lot of guys that were the true like craftsmen, if you will, the Eddies, the Claudio heroes. But you had that mix that it's like, this is perfect, especially for you that had that love for both. That I can imagine was perfect. Like, okay, dude, this is everything I want in one arena right here.
Yeah, Los Ice Cream's favorite tag team. And you've seen them, right? Where they drop the sprinkles and everything. Awesome. I really wish they came back, but all the good things must come to an end. But yeah, Chikara was big for me. Obviously we were all liking the indie resurgence and stuff like that with recent years, and also deathmatch stuff.
Yeah,
deathmatch was like a weird taboo thing that I was into. Because it was like on YouTube, like seeing Nick Mondo with the weed whacker spot. That was the first deathmatch shit I saw. I mean, I watched ECW, but like that was different, obviously.
Yeah,
with that and the tubes and and it was just like a weird taboo thing. Like I watch it, but I never really went to the shows. Honestly, my first deathmatch show was in 2021.
Okay.
Like live in person. I was always too scared to, and then I just started going. I was like, fuck it.
It's one of those, especially if you're into it. It's like, hey, why not go finally see it in person, see what really that atmosphere is? Because at first I would see it and I'm like, okay, I get it, but it's like it's that reaction of like, ooh, okay, till I finally went to one and I'm like, now I see the lore. Like I went to, I want to say it was like 2016 or 2017 to a GCW show when they were really like full throttle, and I was just like, okay, now I see the appeal for it. That lore of just like, this is different. This is sick. And then seeing that grow and grow, and now it's like that is really evolved into something else where you see the no ring death matches. You see death matches just done so much in different ways that it's like, okay, this has evolved into something else of its own craft, if you will.
Yeah, like to me, like, so fun fact, the reason my grandmother recorded wrestling for me, she would always try to record wrestling for me. And it was funny because like one time it was UFC, it wasn't even wrestling. It was like Carlos Newton when he was pretending to be Goku and shit, like back then. Another time she recorded wrestling for me, she was like, I recorded the WWE for you, and it was Hardcore Heaven 98. And that's when I discovered ECW. And I was like, oh, ECW is fucking cool. I was like, this is real, so that was dope. And then and then like that's when I started like watching all the stuff from Japan from FMW, and when like once we started getting broadband, it was on YouTube all the fucking time. And that's when I was watching all the deathmatch stuff. And then that's when I started watching. It was literally just all YouTube. Like that was it. And that show was wild back then too. It was a good time.
Definitely so. And what's going on? We got Lonnie in the chat. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Lonnie?
And so now with that being said, again, you have those passions there, you mix them together to now create content and create things. What was it for you though, finding that balance of, I still want to have wrestling aspects, but it has to have that true comedic affair, or that comedic flair, I should say? How was that for you mixing those together?
Do you want the fake answer or the real answer?
Whichever you would like to say first.
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to run a full wrestling show, and I got talked to 3 different promoters, and at the end of the day, they convinced me it's not worth losing the money. That was what they told me. But I still wanted to do it But I was like, all right, how do you do it where everyone's getting paid? Still obviously, I'm not making money. Like, I just want to make a cool thing, so I'm trying to like figure out what to do. So I was like, okay, let me combine both, but make it very DIY, very indie-ish in a way. Stuff like that. And yeah, no, I just think it's fun for everyone. Like, I think the main thing is I want to get people that don't watch wrestling into wrestling. And I feel like there's a way to do it. AEW is not doing that. Just say no. I don't care. They're not. They're doing a terrible job at that. That's what they should be doing, and they're not whatsoever. But no, I feel like there's a way to do it. And I mean, I'm not saying the way I'm thinking about is the right way, but it's something not new, but different.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a way to,
It's
again,
fun.
Instead of just copying the hey, let's do what everyone else does. Let's try to do something where, again, it intrigues in a different way, especially like this, merging those two together. You get to see something where it's like, okay, I never thought you would see something like this style before,
100%. And then also, like, you want to put, like, I want to put, I just want to, at the end of the day, make something for like everybody that wants to come see and be like, oh shit, I like wrestling again, because I've seen it at other shows. Like, for example, I just took my friend to an indie show, and she hasn't seen wrestling in years. And she was a big wrestling fan, and she had no idea who anybody was on the card. And I took her to this show because I was like, I know she's gonna like it. She's gonna have a good time. At the end of the day, she spent over maybe almost $200 on merch at the tables, meeting the wrestlers that she now fucking loves. She took a selfie with Abaddon. That was pretty cool. And she's like, I fucking love Abaddon now. And now she loves it. And I'm like, there is a way to do it as long as it's fun, because that's what it is. It's fun. Like, to me, that's what it should be. It should be fun. And, I have my preference on how it should be fun, but it's not for everyone. Everyone likes to see the moves. Everyone likes to see whatever. I just care about fun. That's it.
No, and that's what it should be. It's one of those, I always say with this, especially if you're in the business or in the mix of it, that it's like, when it's not fun, that's when it's hard. It should be something that's fun to enjoy, something that's fun to produce, and for those that are watching to have that fun element. And it's funny because you brought up those ice creams earlier. It's one of those where it's all flavors of ice cream in a sense. That's what wrestling is. That's what all of it is, and what entertainment should be. That there's so many forms of it, different forms of what this could be. Even in wrestling, there's so many styles of it. It's like there's something to find in there that it's like, if done well, you could find that fun in there.
Yeah, like if it's done well, great, and then it's going to grow for everybody. If not, then whatever. Lesson learned.
No, and that's having that time of like, this is the trial and error. Having that moment, like, let's see what works.
Yeah.
And with this though, this was created originally because of the podcast, right? It was first, then into actually doing the events.
Yeah, it was originally, we had an idea to do a podcast together, and we were like, how about let's just do a wrestling comedy show together.
Okay.
And shout out Rebecca Trent. I love her so much. She's the owner of the Creek. The one thing I miss, so the Creek used to be here in New York, and then it closed down. It was in Long Island City, and then they moved to Austin. And the one thing that I love about Rebecca and the Creek is they will let you try anything. They will let you try any idea you want. They let you be full creative as long as you don't break anything. We're gonna break some stuff at the show. It's just not gonna be theirs.
I was gonna say, it's kind of hard.
We got some
street fight.
Yeah, like, if you're listening to this and you're in Austin, you should come to the show because it's gonna be insane. We already discussed some things earlier of what we're gonna do, so it's gonna be nuts. I'm excited. I want to see a motherfucker go through a table. Lonnie, we don't have money for a table, but we got money for a door. That shit.
Hey, that is the best thing of a that's the New York equivalent, especially because of the commission. Unfortunately, a door is close enough. You can get a door. You can get a door.
I always wondered if you could just bully the commission back. Like, has anyone ever tried to do that? I know it's a stupid question, but it's just like they're always there.
Someone must have, and that's why the fines got bigger.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've unfortunately had to see what those fines look like, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun. So shout out to
So
our
stupid.
great New York Athletic Commission. Yeah.
Suck a dick.
I always say the funniest thing about it is, for some reason, the main guy at least loves me for some reason. I don't know.
Really? Oh, so he's
I'm like,
watching this.
every time every
All
time
right.
I've seen him at shows, it's always, oh man, it's so great to see you again. And I'm just like, no one really likes you, man. Um,
Yeah.
but
He's a
it is
loser.
what it is. It is what it
Hmm.
is. But
Yeah.
now we go into this though, again, deciding to finally bring it back here. 10 days away. We're doing this
Yeah, man.
again. Just what's that feeling, man, to finally do this and then take that risk of we're doing it in a whole nother state here. So it's going to Austin. How is that feeling been?
Well, Austin's fun. It's a good time, especially to, like, party. There's a lot of people out there that want to have fun. There's a lot of people out there, as far as comedy shows go, people come out for a comedy show. Like, the comedy shows out there are packed. There's a lot of people. They're there to have a good time. They don't
Gotcha.
care about anything else. They just want to have fun. So I know if they come to this and they're a little open minded about, like, the wrestling stuff, and instead of going, ugh, there's wrestling, I don't want to see it. This they're gonna have a good time, especially after I had the talk with Kat and Dylan. We just we have some ideas now that, and we it's gonna be fun. The only way right now that I know that you can see it is going to the show. We're not taping it. I'm not made of money. I don't know. I can't hire a camera crew, anything like that. Or maybe clips that we'll post after
I was gonna say, I feel like, hey, we're in 2024. Someone will probably just be like, let's oh, this is cool.
Yeah, no, we want people to do that at the show.
You will see clips around, especially when it comes to this street fight right here. Someone's gonna clip, so you get to see some stuff. But definitely, if you're in the area, or you can make it to Texas, why not? Hey, it's the end of the summer. Why not take a little trip down to Austin, get you some barbecue? Let's go down and have a good time.
Go to Salt Lick. That's the number one spot that I've had there. There's Franklin's out there. Let's talk barbecue for a minute. I just want to. I will say, yeah. Salt Lick. There's one in the airport. I know it's airport expensive, but worth it. Trust me. Okay. Really good. There's another Salt Lick, obviously a little bit far outside of Austin, but definitely one of my favorite spots. There's also Franklin's, which is like their top spot, but with Franklin's, you got to pre-order, weeks in advance and stuff like that. It's very expensive, but it's pretty good, and then there's also Stubbs, which is a block away from the creek. The only reason I shout out Stubbs is because they have all you can eat barbecue. I know. Is that healthy? No, but you're on vacation.
When in Rome, when in Austin, I should say.
Yeah.
When in Austin, why not? Get you some good barbecue.
Dude, if meat sweats are your thing, Stubbs is the place to go. Trust me. It's a good time. You might not feel good after, but all you can eat barbecue. Where else can you get that? I don't know. And if you do know, tell me, because I will go there.
No, man, I'm telling you now. I've been on a Brazilian steakhouse kick. That every time I go now, I'm just like, afterward, it's like, oh man, this is a lot. But during it, it's an enjoyable process. And they just opened one in Queens. They have a Fogo de Chao that is
Astoria, right?
Yep. Right by the mall, right on Elmhurst.
Oh, Queens Center Mall. Hell yeah.
Right there, man.
NY has no good barbecue spots. They do have it.
They do.
It's called Fede Sal. I highly recommend that spot. A little expensive, but 100% best barbecue to me in New York. So
I've had
Williamsburg.
A few good spots, but nothing beats definitely going down to the South or going to states that it's like that they're known for their barbecue. That it's like, like especially I was in North Carolina and having their barbecue. I was like, yep, this is how it should be done.
Yeah,
like you get that real barbecue right there.
I will say the most delicious thing I ever had in Austin was from a food truck outside of a gas station near the Austin FC Stadium. I had this delicious like torta sandwich. Holy shit. I love that whole family that lives in that truck. I'm not even joking. It's so good.
Just because of, again,
and there's a lot. They're all in the truck.
Hey, it's a family business, man. Especially when it comes
Mhm.
to trucks like that, especially in location, you're gonna have a bunch of
Yeah.
people making sure they can just put out orders at like
Mhm.
that. Like you know how it goes, man. And that's how
Yeah.
it is here. Like you see a lot of food trucks that are going. What I'll get Lonnie hit up Josh afterward. He'll send you the details so you get you
Mhm.
some good barbecue, man. You gotta get some good
Hell
barbecue.
yeah.
But now let's go into this because like we were talking about before, let's again go into that comedy aspect. Let's go into not the as structured part of this episode anymore. Now let's have some fucking fun, you know? Let's have some
Hell
fun
yeah.
here.
Yeah, let's
And
have fun
again,
now.
that's
Mhm.
you're a fellow podcaster. So what
Mhm.
are some things you would usually ask for people that might not be as familiar with your content so far?
So me and my buddy Jonas Barnes, we were doing a podcast called Monday Nitro Party,
Okay.
which we will be bringing back.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, we are bringing it back. Just don't know when yet. If he's watching this right now, he's like, "We are."
That's always a
We've
good
been
sign. Like,
both.
wait,
Yeah, we've been both busy with shit.
gotcha.
But we will be bringing that back. It's more of just a fun time. But like you were saying, like we are. There's a lot of wrestling podcasts. I like to ask, like, who trained you and when did you start and paid your dues. We're like, fuck, marry, kill, NWO, go.
Oh man. Okay, so the funny thing is, I've had this whole time to think about it, and I only
There's
know
one
one
answer,
answer. Okay.
by the way. There's only one answer. Let's see if you get it.
Well, I feel like I'm not just because I'm gonna go again. We're killing Hogan.
Yep.
Um, because he made the most money, we are marrying Kevin Nash
There you go.
because he's made the most money with it.
Mhm. See, you answered it in a weird order.
Yeah.
To me, like I would have been like, "Oh, I'd fuck Scott Hall," like first right off the bat. Like this is the one thing I'm
My
like, yeah.
thing is like that was my dad's favorite wrestler, so I feel like that's weird to say. But hey,
That's fine.
it's the bad guy. Why not? We're going that way. And
Exactly.
especially the three members. When you think NWO, you think Hogan, you think Kevin Nash, you think Scott Hall. I was
Mhm.
gonna do the cheat answer, be like, I'd fuck Miss Elizabeth because technically she was for a second in the NWO. But
Oh well, yeah. I should have said them original 3 members, but
see,
yeah.
but that was gonna be my cop out because I was like, well, Miss Elizabeth
Yeah.
technically was in there just for a
Mhm.
second, but she was in there. But
Hell yeah.
no, if it's original 3, that definitely would be my route. But
Yeah. But
there
like
you
stuff
go.
like stuff like that. Like just having fun,
Yeah.
we obviously love wrestling and we'll get into that stuff, but we care more about just having a good time. So
No, and that's the
yeah.
best thing again, because that's when it's genuine. That's when people can truly relate with it as well. And that
Mhm.
builds that fan base. Like with this, luckily again, I've had people that are interested in seeing that different side of the craft here. So thank you to those
Mhm.
that support and come out and join us here. And to those that want to be on. Like that's why when you hit me up, I was like, yo, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
definitely get in
Oh
here.
yeah.
Let's have a good time. Let's talk all the things here.
Yeah.
But
Talk mac and cheese, barbecue, dude. What the fuck with
it's
Bustelo?
so
You didn't talk about my cat dad cup, by the way. Look at this.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
I'm
The
so
full
pretty.
circle. See, that's what you need. Just
There you go.
have that in the background while the cat's cutting the promo, getting ready.
Yeah, I think he
Casting
wants
out
to cut a promo
Casanova.
right now. Let's see if I get him on the camera. No, that's not gonna happen.
No,
He's
no, now he's shy.
keeping
He's
it
too
kayfabe.
ready. He's trying to make sure, like, nah, they can't see my gains yet.
Yeah,
I'm ready
he's
for Casanova.
keeping the kayfabe right now.
Oh,
All right,
man.
no, he's gonna
But
wait.
it's all good. It's all good. But we talked about again those interests when it came to the wrestling aspect and just going through just different decades and different eras.
Mhm.
What was it for you comedy wise? Who are you watching that really got you truly into it? Was there anyone that particular, or was it also just watching, let's say one time Carlin and then next minute we're like, okay, we're over here now, just seeing who's on.
I got into Carlin like in high school,
Okay.
so I got into him way later on.
Gotcha.
The first person off the bat, Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Okay.
It was Jim Carrey right away. The Mask, Ace Ventura, the way he is. I know I don't really act like that in person, but
Yeah.
like that was like, that's what I want to do.
Gotcha.
Another big influence, unfortunately, he's shitty now. Louis C.K. was my
Okay.
guy. Was
Okay. Takes the long swig.
the Bustelo swig. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, no, like I was a big fan of him. I watched Louis and all that stuff, and yeah, that was an influence on me. Lewis Black. I don't know if you ever watched
No,
Lewis Black.
man, so
Very angry. I loved
very,
it.
but it's so good though. It
Yeah.
was so good. It's so relatable, especially.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like any New Yorker could really relate to watching Lewis.
100%.
It's like, yep, I get just
Yeah.
doing that. Just yeah.
Because as of being a native New Yorker,
Yeah.
rage is very important to us.
Yes.
And I know we're supposed to let it go or whatever, but that's how you survive here. You need to be angry. And Lewis Black can with his craft constructs his rage into a very funny stand-up set. I love it so much. Like he's one of my favorites of all time too. And yeah. I'd like to think I'm my own person. I haven't really, trying to be me, trying to, I don't. A lot of people like to ask, like, what do you really joke about? I'm like, I don't know, things like me, like
That's the
me.
thing too that I feel like it's weird to. Oh, so what do you? It's like no, it's one of those things that again it molds. Like it's gonna change by next week. It's something else to discuss. Depending on after this podcast. It's like you know what, I kind of hate podcasts now. All jokes aside,
Yeah,
I always got to put down like why do people do my podcast again? But hey, it's all good.
Oh, this is fun, dude. Thank you for having me. Like, this is cool as shit. Like, everything's great. Graphics are great. This program's great. The live aspect is pretty cool. Lonnie's great. Lonnie's in the chat.
The funny thing is, there are a lot of people watching, but no one wants to comment for some reason. Stop lurking, ladies and gentlemen. You can
because they're scared.
We won't. We don't bite here. We don't bite unless you ask. But don't worry.
Yeah, you ask a question. You could ask me out. No, I'm kidding.
His birthday is tomorrow, so you can.
My birthday is tomorrow.
Get him some birthday shots. Get him some.
Yeah, my Cash App is Josh Alba. Send me some money.
There you go. Hey, that's
Venmo Joshua-Alba. Send me some money. I need money. just please give me money.
He's putting on a show in 10 days. That money.
I'm turning 35. I don't know if this is gonna get better or worse. So it's like, trying to make it better now. It's funny. I was telling people like when you turn 35, all of your hobbies that you had for a long time start to sound like reasons you might have autism. For example, I really like Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if you ever played that game. It means I have a problem. How do you say suavemente? It's my friend Caitlin.
I was wondering if there's something with that because I was like, we're gonna let Josh say it first before I say it because I'm like,
it's an inside joke.
Okay, that was like suavemente. Like we're just gonna
Bésame. Yeah. You know what's funny? Elvis Crespo followed me on Twitter a couple years ago.
Okay.
Because I tweeted like I forgot what I said, but I was like pretty much like I tweeted that Elvis Crespo has a Twitter and she wouldn't stop sending me videos of him or something like that. And then he responded with a gif of The Rock getting a kiss on his forehead by his mom. And then he followed me on Twitter. And then the other day I was telling Kayla, I was like, yeah, he follows me on Twitter. And I went on Twitter. He fucking unfollowed me. Motherfucker. I think he got like a manager or whatever to do his social media. And he was like, who the fuck is this? Why are you stop? Like,
It's like we can't be following random comedians here. Like, come on, man. But come on. Well, that's it. That's it. The petition. Elvis Crespo, follow this man back again. Follow him there. Why not?
That's the goal. The Making a Comedy to meet Elvis Crespo and be like, remember me, motherfucker? No.
He's like, no, I have PR. Like they did that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, he's scared of me. I was like, that's right. No. That'd be cool.
No, this is where you now get Bad Bunny because he already took something from Elvis Crespo. Now it can say following you. So
I don't think that's gonna happen. But okay.
He's into wrestling too. So
I know he is. Yeah.
You never know.
That's true. That'd be wild if that happened one day. I'd be like, oh, dude, Josh got some good drugs or something. I don't know how the fuck that connection happened.
Crespo follow him once, Bad Bunny's follow him. That's it.
Yeah.
Good. And he knows where the barbecue's at. That's it. He's winning right now.
Does he? You think Bad Bunny's a barbecue guy? I don't know. I think he's picky. I think he's a nuggy guy. I think he's a nuggy tendy guy.
He's another one like Dom. Dom is
Yeah.
apparently
Everyone's like,
nuggies.
yeah, everybody around him like, hey, get a comer. And he's just like, no, like I don't want to.
Get no nuggets.
I'm not hungry. No, I'm good. You got nuggets? Yeah, you nuggets. Like that's it.
That would be the craziest thing because have all that money and it's like, nope, just nuggies. Instead of like a nice steak, something like that. Nope, just nuggies.
Just
nuggies. Don't get me wrong. I had some nuggies yesterday. Nuggies are good.
But it's I had nuggies for the last 4 days. I kid you not. It is my birthday weekend. I don't give a fuck right now. I have one more left that I'm gonna eat maybe tonight. I bought a whole stack of them. I don't fuck around. I'm serious. I posted a picture of it in my stories. I was like, hell yeah, dude, we're doing this. I put them in an egg sandwich. I've been living.
There you go. Well, yeah. You've also been on the search for these because like most people, I've been on the search for these McDonald's collectible cups. Have you also been consuming their nuggies while you're searching for these cups?
Yeah, it reminds me. I have a thing I have to post tomorrow about that. Yeah, I did that for like 4 hours and my insides hurt for like 3 days. So I'm taking a break from finding all the cups.
Gotcha.
But I got 3 of them so far. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
I got the Hello Kitty one.
With that being said, how many duplicates do you have though?
I have 5 of the Beanie Baby ones. Yeah, it was just Beanie Baby, Beanie Baby, Beanie Baby. And I was like literally acid reflux, just Beanie Baby, you know, just I can't do this anymore. And then at the end, I was like, oh my God, I got the Hello Kitty one finally. And then somebody called an ambulance. No, yeah,
it was that moment of glory, like I finally did it. It was
collecting cups from McDonald's is dangerous. Don't yeah.
Yeah.
As I drink Bustelo coffee.
Hey,
at 7 p.m.
Lonnie says Bad Bunny definitely eats chicharron. Probably. With all he drinks, he needs some chicharron in his life. Just in case, just to make sure.
I don't know. I think you look like a different person if that's all he ate.
True. Definitely so.
5.
Yes, 5. 5 of the same cup that he just has now. They are good looking cups though. Like they're nice. And are they glass or is just a nice hard?
They're plastic.
Okay.
They're plastic. You can't put them in the dishwasher. You have to hand wash them. Do you expect anything better from me? I'm wearing a Limp Bizkit shirt. Like, come on.
Hey, like, come on, man. You gotta do it.
Well, this is a Limp Bizkit tour shirt because I went to the concert. So that's why I wear this outside in public. That's about it.
Hey, come on, man. You gotta do it for the nookie sometimes.
I do. Sometimes I do.
It's another, and there's another connection right there. Limp Bizkit when it comes to wrestling. Shout out to Sunny Kiz, who's been making her. She's on tour with them too.
That was so cool when I saw that she was on stage with them. Man, I was so jealous. That was awesome. So like that's me. Like if I don't care about like making it a comedy, but like if I got to fucking hit my head until I bled on a fucking keg performing with Slipknot, I'm good. You know, sure, may I be concussed for the rest of my life and have issues? Possibly, but like who else gets to say they've performed live with Slipknot and you know, made himself bleed? I don't know. That's my plan. That's how I'm going out. No, I don't know, but yeah, just stuff like that.
There's stuff like that, man. You never know.
You don't drink out of a collectible cup. I'm not drinking out of it. I'm actually gonna, when I'm done, I'm gonna fill the whole cup with chicken nuggets and I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna pour.
Have you, Caitlin? That has been the thing here. We see it. It's gonna lead to more chicken nuggets. This has been the plan here. Just goes with nuggets.
Yeah, everything's going to hell. All right. Just yeah.
Oh man. But
actually, what cup am I gonna use for that? I have Beanie Baby ones. I could use one of the 5.
Yeah, of those. So you could keep the one that's pristine that will go with the rest of the collection.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 to choose from. That it's like today, this is gonna be for nuggies, and just bring the cup over.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man. But when it goes to this though, now with again, figuring out your style of comedy, figuring out your voice when it comes to this, how has it been just throughout the years now with comedy?
Terrible.
How has that been? Just that, I guess, finding comfortability in uncomfortability, I should say.
I mean, majority it's shit wall to wall. All right, let me stop being negative. I guess just trying to figure out how to get better has been fun for me. Like, yeah, you could have a set and yeah, people will like you, but it's like, okay, after a while it's not fun anymore, but it's like I want to be even funnier. And then when you figure out how to do that, it feels even good because it's like, cool, I like felt like I leveled up myself personally, and like I know I go on, like I know if I do a show, I got them. You know,
Gotcha.
I know it sounds conceited, but like I hate when like a comic goes like, this crowd's not really that good. Like this crowd, I don't know, something's wrong with them. Like I feel like you should really know how to read a crowd, and then once you know how to read a crowd and you read them, then you know what the fuck to do. Like that's it. Like, and you apply what you do with them after knowing what they like, and there you go. I try to be very consistent every time when I'm on stage or whatever. I try my best, and as far as that goes, it's been working out because I'm always having fun. So
no, that's the best part, and it's funny
yeah,
because that answer right there might be the most wrestling answer without you knowing it. Because
I know it's very
that's been
similar to
one of the things-
wrestling. Yeah,
like, that's been one of the things when I'm backstage and hearing stuff that it's like you'll hear certain people that's like, oh man, this crowd is tough, and then you hear certain people that's like, okay,
yeah,
you go out
like,
there, kill it, and it's like
yeah.
you have to know how to work a crowd, man.
Mm-hmm. Know what
Like,
to why chicken nugget mukbang. Is that what we're doing this week? Okay.
that's it. I should have saved my nuggets. We could have just done a chicken nugget mukbang right here. We could have just been eating nuggets.
You
while
get
doing the
banned.
podcast.
You're kicked off the fucking show.
That's it.
It's over.
This would have been the last one, but out with a bang. That's it. Out.
Mm-hmm.
We've been out with a mukbang. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, so Caitlin, she's a stand-up comedian also, and I did her show a couple of weeks ago. It's a queer-friendly show called Purr. It's every month at it's a 244 spot, South Amboy. So if you're in Jersey, check it out. It's a good time. I think the next one's September 22nd. Did I do that right, Caitlin?
Please let us know in the comment section.
It's a good yeah, it's a good show. It's a fun time. Definitely check that out if you're in that part of Jersey. It features all queer comedians. There's also drag performances. It's a good time. That show, I took my shirt off and I kept my wrestling fanny pack on, and I just did my set shirtless. And then mid set, I decided that Daddy needs a snack, and I went in my fanny pack and pulled out an Uncrustable sandwich and ate it. If you and it was great.
Oh, there we go. Yes, it's gonna be per September 22nd. Definitely.
Yes, 244 spot in the South Amboy, Jersey. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Good
god,
time.
that's great. I don't know why I was already expecting nope from the fanny pack. It was just gonna somehow still be filled with nuggets as well. But
no, everything just gets worse. Yeah, that's how it works with me. It's just and you think you can't get it worse, it does. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Uncrustables are dope. I call them my Thule.
Right, it works out. It works out.
Yeah,
it's a nice sandwich. Again, I've had a few in my time. It works. It works.
They're lovely. Snack Daddy. Damn right.
Oh man! But now let's get into it again. With you're throwing the show next week again, having the comedy aspect, having the wrestling aspect, but also you have been doing some things wrestling wise. Recently, as of late, even with Loud East, getting to do backstage correspondence. How's that been for you? Getting to do a little bit of more things when it comes to the wrestling side of things as well. How has that been?
That was fun. That was a fun time. Shout out Isaac for letting me do that. Shout out Grim Reaper for letting me do that, because he was the one that was like, yo, can your boy come through and maybe do some stuff, And it's funny because he's great, and I would assume Grim, like, I'd be a guy Grim doesn't like, and from what I can tell, he loves me off the bat in a way, and I love him too.
Yeah.
So like, he's just great. He's cool as hell. And then I got to do an interview with him, which was cool because nobody really does that with him. Also, and as a thank you, I gave him a blunt. I gave him a little pre-roll that I stuffed with some Denver weed myself in a Tyson cone, and he gave it to him. He never told me how it was, so I think it was good.
I was gonna say, I feel like you won him
Yeah.
over even with that. I think that's
Yeah.
that's how you from Reefer. I think that's
even before that, like I was, he was always cool with me. He was always taught, a lot of people, now I'm saying a lot of people do this, but like he didn't have to talk to me and be cool with me, and he did. He was very cool with me.
No, yeah,
like when we go to Coliseum, I would go to Coliseum and hang out when he does his classes and stuff. And like he would tell me, like going over some things about why they're doing, like the students are doing what they're doing. And those guys are killing it over there too. They're pretty cool, and they're doing a lot of cool shit over there, and yeah, no, it was awesome. I got to interview everybody. Kept running back and forth backstage to do the videos and everything, and then it was all on the fly. So I, like 10 seconds before we were recording, it was like, okay, this is what you're asking. And they were all one takes, which was pretty cool. We all did it in one takes. We didn't have to redo anything or nothing. It was just like, that was perfect. I got to interview Cum right away.
Shout out to Louis and his son Louis Jr. because that is
yeah.
They're
awesome. Completely unstoppable machines.
Yep.
I was the first person to interview them, I think, as a tag team.
Yeah,
it was great.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh man, shout out to them though. Always love to Louis and Louis Jr. But
they're great. I love them so much.
No, that's awesome. And no, Reefer definitely, he's one of those. I feel like just his persona, it gives that feeling of like, oh, this might be someone that might not be as friendly, but no, awesome guy.
No, Reefer's dope. Reefer's cool as hell.
It was great to last time I was at Loudy's to get to do some of their commentary. And then unfortunately this show I had to miss out. Unfortunately, wasn't of the best condition. So but you definitely killed it, man. I got to see the interviews, got to see that, and always getting to kill that, man. So
yeah, man. I'm hoping maybe starting next year I get to do a lot more. Like maybe I'll join you at the commentary booth. That'll be fun.
And if anyone wants to make it happen, you guys know our information, and we'll plug it right here because there'll also be links in the description down below.
Come on, but you already know you want us. Come on,
hit this on his socials right there. On Instagram, it's Josh Alba right there. On X at Joshua Alba right there. And again, you guys know my information, so just hit me up. But definitely make this your commentary team in 2025. Come on.
It's a good time.
You can just give us some nuggets and we'll do it too. It'll happen.
I will literally have a plate stacked with nuggets. I'm not even joking.
But before I let you go, man, because again, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. We got to get ready for the birthday festivities and all that.
Yeah, I'll be on Overwatch. Me and Caitlin are going to play Overwatch.
I keep getting told to play and I still haven't downloaded it because unfortunately PS5s, it's like, yeah, you think it would have the best memory. Somehow it gets filled up with just 2-3 games. So it's like, gotta get
they don't even storage. It's weird. PS5 is so weird because it doesn't even come with a full terabyte of storage.
Nope.
It comes with like 800 gigabytes.
It's bizarre. Like, oh yeah, you get a terabyte, and then it's like, oh yeah, we take a nice chunk of it just for the actual stuff you need in order to use the PlayStation. That's like, why not give me more than a terabyte so that way I can actually have a full terabyte to use?
Yeah. Also, like it comes with this drive that you can use that you can add more memory, but you can't add memory until 2 years from now. Game sucks. Don't worry. I love Overwatch. Overwatch is one of my favorite games. Why would you say that?
I've been told good things. I chose the Fortnite side of things, so it might have been that why I haven't like just jumped on Overwatch. But one day, because there is someone sent me that there is going to be a Marvel version that's almost this basically Overwatch just copied over it with Marvel style. That it's like I don't want to play that, so I might have to jump on Overwatch to get ready for that.
Well, new season of Overwatch starts tomorrow. So,
damn.
So you know.
So Fortnite did it right on purpose because theirs started last Friday. So it's like I just got into this new season with Fortnite. But before I let you go, brother, last thing I want to ask you that I ask everyone that comes on for you? What is the end goal, man? When it comes to comedy, when it comes to wrestling, just the whole shebang. What is your end goal, man?
To have Jessica Alba unblock me on Twitter.
Wait, no,
To
no, no,
be
no.
that famous,
No,
where we could be like, "Can you unblock me now?"
okay, so now I
I don't
can't
know.
let you go with that being my last question. Then,
You want me to tell you the story?
yeah, if you could, what happened there? Like, were you
Okay.
tagging her in things? Was it a hey, I'm an
It's
Alba, you're an Alba. Let's
yeah. So it's a weird thing to tell people because people automatically off the bat, "What'd you do?"
yeah,
Right? And I didn't do shit. I didn't do
okay,
nothing. I just have a name, and I would literally get like messages from randos. Like I
okay.
remember this one message, like, "Oh, you're from Turkey. This is from Turkey. You attacked my family and your sister." And I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" I don't know. Anyways, long story short, it's just a thing I've always dealt with since like social media started getting popular, because Jessica Alba's brother, his name is Joshua Alba.
Okay.
Yeah, and my Twitter handle is Joshua Alba.
Yeah.
Been like that forever. I'm not. Her brother has a Joshua _ Alba
Okay.
because of me. Okay, because he can't do it. Anyways, at the time, Twitter, before there was like a retweet button, there was a RT, and you would copy and paste what the person would say.
Yeah.
So she was retweeting fans, and I swear to God, you can look this all up. I tweeted to her as a joke, "Retweet this. I'm not your brother, so stop asking me." And she retweeted me. And then my Twitter blew up. Like I've never seen just mentions just fucking going crazy about it and everything. Like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Whatever. And I remember like texting my friends, "Yo, this is crazy. She actually retweeted me. Like I was just being stupid or
Yeah.
whatever." 2 hours later, she blocked me. And I was like, "What? This is weird." Um, so her brother has an Instagram and a Facebook, and I messaged him like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm getting weird death threats. Thought you should know." And he actually responded, "Nah, that's cool. Like it's just used to it. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever."
It's like,
Um,
no, that's not cool, man. But
yeah.
okay.
And then I was like, "Hey, weird question. This happened." I shared a screenshot why I was blocked. And he actually told me, and I kid you not, he said the reason you were blocked was because at the time, Facebook, when your contacts would get synced to like your photo or whatever, like from the phone numbers,
Yeah.
he said at the time, whenever his number was coming up, my face was showing up.
Okay.
And he was like, "Who is this? Is this like imitating my brother? Why is this person keep popping up?" Because I started doing stand-up.
Got you.
And when you start doing anything, you kind of start, getting noticed a little bit, especially with my stupid name. And that's why she decided to block me on Twitter, apparently. That was the reason I got. And I was like, "Well, that's not fair. I did nothing wrong. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't even care to begin with. Like, it's just like I have the name. That's it.
No.
Everyone makes the same corny joke. And I'm like, I don't, it's just a guy with your sister. Like, shut up. And yeah, but me and her brother are boys. We talk once in a while.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
At least we know the Joshua Albas get along. But
Yeah, we
yeah,
do.
the minute you
It's
say
weird.
that, it's like, no, now we have to know the story, because immediately it's like, wait,
Yeah.
what did you do? But it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so
So if
also,
one day I get to meet her and I'll be like, "Do you remember this thing that happened a while ago?" "Yeah, now I know you're you and you're this big whatever now, and now we're cool." And then I will quit comedy. I'll be like, "I'm done." Like
so
that's it.
the two things to add on to his end goal: Elvis
Mhm.
Crespo following once again, and Jessica Alba finally unblocks him.
No, I don't care if Elvis Presley follows me again. I would rather meet him and just scare him, just threaten him, just be like, "Why'd you unfollow me, you asshole?" That's it.
There you go, everyone.
Mhm.
Again, as always.
Yeah, I'm weird.
Hey, no, it's fun, and again, it's the things we
Yeah,
want out of this, man. Having fun. If
yeah,
there's
man.
anything you get from this podcast, have fun with what you do, everyone, and just enjoy what you're doing, man. That's the best thing
Good.
to put out there.
Yep.
And again, go support. Be there next week if you're in the Austin area. The Creek and the Cage returns right there. Already announced that street fight happening, Red River Street Fight featuring Santa Chiva and Casanova Valentine, as well as amazing comedians like Lamar Lee right there, and so much more to be announced as flyers are being made and everything's finally coming together and being put together here. But Josh, thank you so much for joining us. To everyone watching, thank you guys for being here. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, everybody.
Please be better.